Yes, question.
Why do you integrate only from 0 to square root of a and not negative square root of a?
Right. So the question is, why did I integrate only from the middle to this end instead of all the way from over here, minus square root of a, all the way to the plus end? And the reason is that you have to look at what's happening with the rotation. This red guy, when I swept it around, I counted the stuff to the right and the left. So in other words, if I just rotate the right half of this, I'm covering the left half. So if I counted the stuff from minus square root of 8, I would be doing it twice. I would be doubling what I need. Right? So it's too much. Another way of saying it is if I wanted to take the whole region, if I rotated around only 180 degrees, only pi, that would fill up the whole region if I did both halves. And then instead of a circumference, instead of a 2 pi x, I could use a pi x, but then I would have double what I had. So there are two ways of looking at it. The same goes actually for the football case. When I have that football, I didn't count the bottom part because when I swung it around the x-axis, the top part sufficed, and I could ignore the bottom half. Yeah, another question.
How do you know when to make your characteristic rectangle vertical or horizontal?
Oh, good question. The question is, when do you know, how do you know when to take the rectangle to be vertical or horizontal? So far, we've only done vertical rectangles. And I'm going to do a horizontal example in a second. And the answer to the question of when you do it is this. You can always set it up both ways. One way may be a difficult calculation, and one way may be an easier calculation. Yesterday we did it, or sorry, the last time, yeah, I guess it was yesterday, we did it and the horizontal and the vertical were quite different in character. One of them was really a mess, and one of them was a little easier. So very often one will be easier than the other. Every once in a while, one of them is impossible, and the other one is possible. In other words, the difference in difficulty can be extreme. So you don't know that in advance. Yeah, another question. The question is, did we just find the volume when you rotate this green region around, or did we find the volume when we rotate this whole region? In other words, just the right half or the right and the left half? The answer is both. The region that you get is the same. You always get this cauldron, whether you take this right half and you rotate it around, or you take both and you rotate it around. Okay, so the answer to both of those questions is the same, and it's this. Yeah? If you rotated them both around and you only wanted to cover things once, you would rotate halfway around, if you only by 180 degrees. That's true. But you can rotate around as many times as you want. You're still covering the same thing over and over and over and over again.